What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to show you the fundamental of treating low end. I wished so much I had knew this in the beginning to have better results faster and quicker. And before we dive into the video, please guys, subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, write me a comment what you want to see next so I can produce the next video for you. It's very important that you follow this channel so I can produce more of it. So please hit the like button, subscribe, and write a comment and share it with your friends. So before we go into the topic, I'm going to show you today the four fundamental ways of treating low end, plus a combination out of everything. And at the end, so stick to the end of the video, I'm going to show you my personal favorite to treat low end at the moment. So let's go straight into the topic. How do you treat low end in mastering? I'm going to show you. And here, actually, this is not a mix down. It's just like a loop, a chill out loop, which I created. Let's have a short listen. All right, it's just a loop. And now I'm going to show you the basic treatments which you use in mastering to control low end. So the first thing what you're going to do in mastering to control the low end is a low cut. And about low cut, it's important to check different algorithms. Usually linear phase is best. And it's also important to check different slopes because they sound totally different. So a steep slope sounds more unnatural, and a gentle slope like 6 dB per octave, 12 dB per octave sounds much more gentle. What works for the tracks you have to figure out by yourself because every source is different. The next thing, how to treat low end, is a low shelf, a static low shelf. So we're going to look at the static low shelf. This is a static low shelf here, and you can treat as well low end. So for example, if we go to, let's say, 50 Hertz, minus 3 dB. We're going to use a different scale here. We're going to go to minus 3 dB. We can gentle roll off the low end. What is different between using a low cut and a low shelf? The difference is that the low shelf will sound more natural and the low cut will cut more frequencies, so it can change the sound in a more drastic way than a low shelf. In mastering, always, everything depends always on the source and what sounds good is good. So you have to check what does the track need. Maybe it sounds good to use a low cut. Maybe it sounds good to use a low shelf. And maybe it's good to use a combination of both. So, yeah, these are the first two methods. I'm going to show you the other one. The next one is dynamic EQ. I'm going to use TDR Nova for this purpose because we have more control than in the Pro Q. So for example, if we go to the first band here, set it to a low shelf, I can activate the threshold here. And now I can treat the low end in a dynamic way, which can be very nice for the rhythm, for the feeling of the track, because if you're working on 4 to the floor dance music, it can be very nice if the low shelf to control the low end is pumping in a rhythmical way, which you can control with attack and release of the first band. So this is super awesome. TDR Nova is a must-have for mastering, in my opinion. It's freeware. It's super awesome sounding, transparent equalizer. Get it? And yeah, usually I start with the initial presets here, and then if I don't achieve what I want, maybe I lower the attack, maybe I fasten the release and just tweak around. And to come to the third method, it is multiband compression. So let's use Pro MB from FabFilter for this purpose. And personally, I have a preset for it. So let's load the preset. No, this is not the preset, it's the wrong one. Let's check the other one. This one here is the preset. This band I'm gonna delete. And here I set myself 2 slopes for controlling the low end. The one band is around, let's check, is 75 Hertz, and the other one is at 250 Hertz. You can either use 1 band or 2 bands. Here I divide the low end into sub frequency and bass frequencies. Bass frequencies are a little bit higher than the sub frequencies. And in this way, you have also a lot control over the low end. And the last thing, so you now know 4 different methods how to control it. So the fifth thing is a combination out of all. So, and this is what makes mastering so advanced and so hard to give general advice, because everything depends on the source. So you have to see, do you want a result with which sounds transparent and clean in a way that you don't hear that the sound changes. Sometimes it's also nice to color the sound, which means to change the sound. So for example, if I would use the Pro B, here I set a standard setting for myself, which I save as a preset. So I mean, I have a ratio of almost 3:1. I have no knee. I have attack and release on the standard setting, which is 20%. I have the range on the maximum and threshold on 0. So now I can dial in. Also important, check the settings here. So go to the first band here. So that's it. So, you know, I already have the setting which works for my clients and for my music. And we can also, what's very nice, we can also dial in the wet dry button, which means I can which means I can enhance the effect or reduce it. Yeah. So at the end, what I wanted to show you is my personal, let's say, favorite besides the Pro EQ. What I really like is the Bugs EQ here. So check out the Bugs EQ. And just for, let's say, the most musical low shelf, I really recommend using the Bugs EQ in the lowest setting, which is 74 Hertz. And then just reducing the first band. It's half the B step, so it's perfect for mastering. And if you want to reduce the low end in an invisible way, which you often want to do in mastering because you don't want to change the sound, try the Bugs EQ with the 74 Hertz setting and then reduce it about a few dB, maybe half a dB, maybe 1 dB. All right, guys, hope this helps. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and see you on the next video. Bye-bye.